Want to add powerful AI like transcription or image analysis to your web app? Worried about massive API builds or the headache of setting up and deploying complex backend models? What if I told you you can run these models directly in your browser for free? Today we are tackling a common problem using AI models in your applications. Tools like OpenAI are amazing, but those API costs add up fast, especially for things like image generation or audio transcription. So you think, okay, I'll use open source models, great idea, but running them locally often means wrestling with Python environments, managing huge model files, maybe even needing a powerful GPU, and then you still have to figure out deployment. It can be a real challenge. There's a fantastic solution, Transformers.js. This is Hugging Face JavaScript library that lets you run many of their famous transformer models directly in the browser or other JavaScript environments like Node.js. How does it work? It leverages Onyx runtime. Onyx is a format for AI models and Onyx runtime is a high performance engine to run them. Transformer.js uses Onyx runtime compiled to WebAssembly. Think of WebAssembly as a way to run code written in languages like C++ securely and efficiently right inside the browser, almost like native code. So Onyx runtime, originally C++, gets converted into WebAssembly, allowing us to run complex AI models on client side. The best part, these models are often quantized. This means they are shrunk down significantly, sometimes to just a few megabytes, making them feasible to download and run in a browser without killing performance. You get the power of AI often right on the user's device. And the API is super clean and similar to Python library if you are familiar with that. Look how easy it is to set up a sentiment analysis pipeline. Okay, sounds too easy, right? Is there a catch? Well, kind of. The first time a user visits your app, their browser will need to download the model file. Thanks to quantization, it's often small, but it's still a download. However, browsers are good at caching, so subsequent visits can load the model instantly. But what if that initial download isn't ideal for your use case? Or you need consistent performance not dependent on user's device? No problem. You can also run Transformer.js easily on a server using Node.js. This gives you more control, and that's what we'll demo now. Building a simple Next.js app that uses a Transformer.js model. To start with, we have to set up our next config file to not build certain packages, especially Onyx runtime packages. Two things. First, client side component. Our client side component let us record the audio using the navigator.media devices API inbuilt in browser. We specify a specific types which it will record in, and after recording, we send the audio blob to our backend. Transcription in backend because we wanted the app to be more user friendly and avoid downloading of the model. When the route hits, we just load the model, import pipeline, and from pipeline we specify which model we want to use and what feature we want to use. And after that, we use FFmpeg to convert that audio blob into a usable float32 array because our Whisper model only accept audio in float32 array. After the conversion, we put that into our model and we get the transcription out. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Our next JS app is completed. We generally deploy Next.js app on Vercel, but deploying it on Vercel is not feasible because Vercel only gives 1 GB RAM in free tier and execution time is also minimum there. And similarly goes for any free services. Also, we are using FFmpeg for audio conversion to float 32 array, which requires installation it on the machine. It's not a Node.js package. We have to install it separately on the machine. We can't do that on Vercel. So we have two problems. One is less resources. It requires more resources. Second, FFmpeg is a custom module we have to install separately. FFmpeg thing is there for us to solve this problem. Hugging face spaces. Hugging face spaces lets you create a new space which provide two CPU cores, 16 GB of RAM. We can select Docker, select name our project, and just create a space. After creating a space, you will appear here and you have to upload your files. After uploading files, your file will show up here and it will start deploying if you have made your Docker file. Let's look into our Docker file. So our Docker file consists of we are loading the base Linux Node.js image, then we are making a working directory, then we are installing FFmpeg, then we are making users, then we are copying package.json, and then we are running npmi, which will install dependencies. We are then copying application code, we are running npm run build, and then we are exposing the port, and then we are just transferring the ownership to a average user, non-root user. Then we are running the npm start command, and after the build is complete your app will be running. So let's quickly recap what makes this possible. Transformers.js, the library bridging Hugging Face models and JavaScript. Onyx Runtime, the engine that runs model efficiently. WebAssembly allows Onyx Runtime to execute fast directly in the browser with native speeds. Quantization, this process shrinks the models down to manageable sizes for web use. This tax opens up amazing possibilities for building interactive, private, and potential lower cost AI features right into your web applications. Now it's your turn. Think about what cool AI features you could build into a web app using Transformer.js, maybe translation, image classification, or even transcription we talked about. Build something awesome. And if you share it on platform like Twitter, LinkedIn, tag me. I'd love to see what you create. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe for more content on AI, web development, and bridging the two. All the code and links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. Happy coding, and I'll see you in the next one.